Alright, what's up guys? So I'm just gonna share the link in the Discord before I start. Just give me a quick just give me a minute and I will get some people in here. Alright, so one second. Alright, so as you can see here guys, Bitcoin is breaking out, and for you guys in the chat, just if you have any questions, obviously just ask me in the chat and I'll happily help you out. So, right, here we go. This red area here, the area between SpongeBob. I'm not SpongeBob, dude. Or maybe you are. Are you? I don't know. God, dude, I'm fucking confused. So, right. This red area here, this red box, right? So this is the 9.5 to 9.7, 9.8 area, somewhere in that area, right? So this was the high time frame resistance, right? And if we put on the moving averages here, this has been my target all along, right? I remember making a video a couple of months back when we looked at this area here for a possible bounce and reversal, and look at that. I mean, in the middle of the RSC we got the bounce, and my target for that bounce was this area right here. That's okay, George. Maybe I look like SpongeBob, I don't know. Alright, so we're actually pumping right now, and I figured because we are pumping, I would want to look at the lower time frames just to figure out what's going on here, right? So, looking at the hourly here, let's remove this. No, let's keep it. Looking at the hourly here, we have this hourly range here, and if you are curious, man, I can't speak. If you are curious, yeah, I think that's the word, how I draw my my ranges, I use the Fibonacci tool here, and I'm using these settings here, so you can just copy if you want. So basically what I do is I have the 0, the 1, and the 0.5 marked out, and I'm using a dashed line here. So that's how I draw my ranges to get the range high and the range low and the range EQ. So basically range EQ is the range middle, is the middle of the range. So as you can see here, I've used this low to this high. Why? Well, I just liked how price action reacted to the high and the low and the EQ. And as you can see here, we had we broke below range low here. We tested it. I actually went short here on this test, obviously got stopped out here. And when we let's look at the 30 minutes here, because I think looking at, you know, these kind of hourly ranges, the lower time frames kind of, you know, catches the moves pretty good. So we broke inside range, this hourly range again, and we retested this range low, and I mean, this is just textbook. It's a very beautiful retest, right? So if you were going to trade this live, I would you know, wait for break and then long the retest of range low, targeting range EQ just like we did. I would then wait for range EQ to break and target, and sorry, I would wait for range EQ to break and then long a retest just like we did here. So we broke range low to the upside, long a retest for a move up to range EQ, and then when we break range EQ like we did here, I would long a retest targeting range high, like this, right? So that's how I trade ranges, right? I wait for range low to break, I wait for range EQ to break, and I wait for range high to break. And if you look at the area up here, range high, so the range high of this previous range is confluent with this area here, which I would say is range low of this new range here. And we are right now breaking above the range high of this range here, and the range high is also confluent with this high time frame resistance right here, this red box. So if we've already closed an hourly above this area, which is a decent indication, right? But the higher time frame you use, the bigger the confirmation is, right? I like to use, like, when you're looking at Bitcoin on the higher time frames, I would like to see a daily open and close in this area, and I would then long the retest. Obviously, you can use this type of trading strategy or whatever on any time frames. It's just the bigger the time frame you use as confirmation, the better the confirmation is, and it's more likely that the setup will work out, I guess. It's also a less stressful way of trading if you're looking at the higher time frames, because the lower time frames are more prone to fake outs, right? So you will get more fake outs on the lower time frames, and you will obviously get stopped up more often on the lower time frames because of the obvious fake out. So let me quick explain what the fake out is. So this right here, I would consider a fake out of range EQ, right? You have, well, basically not really, because this one actually bounced off it. Let's see if I can find a better one. No, not really. So right, so a fake out is basically you have a candle close above, but the next candle closes below. So people are going long here to anticipate a breakout and a move higher, but next candle closes below, so those people who longed here will get stopped out here. And if this hourly candle that we're seeing right now, this one that's forming now, it will close in 40 minutes. If this candle closes below here in the next 40 minutes, or well, not the next 40 minutes, but in 39 minutes, 4 minutes, god damn it. So if this candle closes below here, this is a fake out. So let me quick explain to you again. You have a horizontal level here, a candle comes up here, closes above, and the next candle closes below. And if you, so that's basically a fake out. And that's why you want to look at the higher time frames when trading these kind of setups, because inside the 4-hour candle you have 4 1-hour candles, right? So if you have a 4-hour open and close above, that means you could have basically like 1 hourly fake out and 1 hourly open and close above. So if you were trading on the 1 hour, you would have been stopped out by the fake out once, but if you were trading on the 4-hour, you wouldn't have gotten stopped out, right? Because you were using a higher confirmation candle close. But the negative part of using a higher candle confirmation close is you run the risk of not catching the retest, like we did here, right? Let's see if I can. No, that's not a good example. See if we go on a daily. Right, so maybe you trade off the daily, right? And you want to you wanted to long this area here. No, yeah, let's say you wanted to long this area here, and no, this is a stupid example, sorry. Let's look at the higher time frame picture instead, because this lower time frame is just making me stupid. Alright, so let's zoom into the, no, let's zoom out to the weekly. Let's remove all these drawing tools here. That's the wrong one. Never mind. So first of all, let's look at the monthly. And let's remove all the drawing tools here. So let's just look at a clean chart on the monthly. So you don't really need any drawing tools to figure out what's happening here, right? We had this massive bull run here that took us to 20k. If you guys were trading back then, you remember that, you know, the crazy euphoria and the parabolic run we had here. We crashed up here and we started our, you know, long bear market, and we then got our bull market here. And I mean, this is just a textbook example of a retrace down to a key level, and that key level is this area here, right? So we bounced off it perfectly, and I think this was the bottom. This was, well, I'm pretty sure this was the bottom of this bear market, and we have now continued our way upwards. And looking at Bitcoin on the higher time frames, this is just beautiful, because we have, I mean, it's just every low of the bear market on each bear market is obviously a higher low, and so the trajectory here with the higher lows is just straight up, right? I mean, it's looking very, very good. And as soon as we, you know, break this area here, the 14k, we will probably see 20k pretty quickly. I mean, if we break out here, and you will see later when I put on the drawing tools why this is such an important area. But I mean, sometimes all you need is price, right? Sometimes all you need is price action to figure out what's happening. And right now what's happening here is pretty obvious. We have, if this weekly candle closes above here, we have a higher high on the weekly. And the higher high on the weekly means we've entered a weekly uptrend. And a weekly uptrend for Bitcoin means a bull market, and a pretty fucking strong trending bull market, guys. I mean, this is the time to pay attention. This is when it all could change, right? I mean, the crypto and Bitcoin has been pretty boring lately, but this is really where it's all going to change. And I you know, looking at this chart, I'm kind of getting the 2017 run to 20k vibes, right? And right, so let's put on the drawing tools here. And let's concentrate for a minute on the moving averages, and why, like, I've already showed you only price action, and why I believe only looking at price action is very bullish. And now let's add the moving averages, and I'll show you why I think it's even more bullish by adding the moving averages. So we never closed the monthly below the 21 EMA. We never closed the monthly between the 21 EMA after bouncing in the RLC of this measured from this low to this high. That's very bullish, guys. That's very bullish. Looking at the weekly, we bounced off the RLC and then almost immediately started closing above all the major moving averages on the weekly, and especially we had this very nice close and bounce of the 21 EMA on the weekly. And the 21 EMA on the weekly is a very important moving average for Bitcoin, and it shows, you know, great deal of strength. We are above all the major moving averages on the monthly and weekly, and, you know, looking at the moving averages perspective on the high time frame is just looking beautiful. Everything's pointing upwards, everything's just right as it should be. Looking at the daily, we have, what do we have here? We have the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside. We have the 55 crossing the 99 and the 200 exponential to the upside. We have the 99 crossing. I mean, it's just fucking bull cross everywhere, right? I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just so fucking beautiful. And if we close the daily above this area, guys, this is what I've been talking about all the time, right? This is the area that we need to break. This is the area that we need to break. And another very, very interesting thing I need to show you guys is this chart. This is a clean chart with only the RLC from this low to this high. And this is the long RLC, and this is the short RLC. Basically what this is just a reversed. This one up here is just this one but reversed, right? So This is the red box on the previous chart here. Well, pretty much, not exactly the same area, but you get an idea, right? And I mean, looking at this, if we close the daily up here, I would actually have to change this one to green, because I anticipate this to turn into support if we actually close the daily, and especially if we close a daily, you know, close to them. If we open and close the daily, I should say, above this area, I definitely think, which it kind of, fuck, man, it looks like we're actually doing that right now. Looking good, guys, looking very good. But so what I was going to, you know, show you is this level right here. We're actually right now about to enter the short RLC, and this is, you know, fucking mind-blowing, right? Because we have a bounce in the long RLC, and it's a straight move up right into the short RLC. So if you're the kind of guy who likes to, or girl, of course, whatever gender pronoun you like me to use, if you're the kind of something that likes to trade RLC, you could, you know, just long the long RLC and short the short RLC. That's very simple, and it's obviously been working out very well for Bitcoin. So looking at this level right here, we have in the middle of the short RLC, the 0.702 Fibonacci retracement level of the short RLC. We are seeing some resistance up here, some major resistance, obviously. I do expect some kind of movement like this. So this is just, you know, me thinking out loud. So you shouldn't really trade what I'm anticipating will happen. You should, however, trade what's actually happening. And what's actually happening right now is we are breaking out of a high time frame resistance. So if we, you know, make a rounded retest and come down and test this area, that would be a pretty nice opportunity to go long, right? And if we do approach this area and we are seeing a rejection, that could be, you know, a signal to short. And then we come down to this high time frame SR level, which should act as support the next time. So you should long that again, and then maybe, you know, sell up here again. So it's pretty simple, right? You buy support, you sell resistance, you sell resistance, you buy support. And like, if you guys remember my videos from a while back, I did paint this, and I said, like, if we bounce here, if we bounce down here and continue upwards, and we were probably gonna look at this in hindsight and say, man, why didn't I go all in here? I mean, it's all here. It's all here. We have, you know, we bounced on RLC, we closed above the 21 EMA on the monthly. It's just looking beautiful. It's just looking so good, right? So I would be very surprised actually to see Bitcoin dump here and continue its bear market. Because if we actually close up here, I mean, I can't fucking stress this enough. If we close above this area, I'm super mega bullish on Bitcoin, and you should be too. Because if you know price action, you know how important this level is, right? Alright, so I think I've been rambling way too much now, and actually I have to get back to work. So I had a 45-minute break, so I figured I would, you know, jump on my bike, and seeing as Bitcoin were pumping, I just wanted to give you guys a live update on the current price action. So just to sum it all up, let's zoom into the lower time frames again. See what we got here. So about 30 minutes left. If we get an hourly open and close above this area, you could take a scalp long here. I would not recommend it, because going after 1 hour only, like I like to use the 4-hour candles as confirmation, and I basically very seldom, is that even a word? Very not often. I very not often trade after 1 hour. Man, yeah, you should probably figure it out now that English ain't really my main language. Where were I? God damn it. Right. I very often don't trade off the 1 hour chart or the 1 hour candle. I like to see 4 hour open and close above. So right now we haven't really got the first 4 hour close above. In about 2.5 hours we will get a 4 hour close above. That would be very bullish actually. But if we get a 4 hour open and close above this area, I would like to see this kind of action, right? I would like to see a 4 hour open and close. And why is it looking that weird? Right, so 4 hour open close, and then a rounded retest into this area again, and then boom. That's our long entry. Maybe stack some bids inside this red zone here, and then just, you know, get ready for liftoff. Because if we do, you know, if we start closing 4 hours, 4 hour candle, and ultimately like 1 daily candle above. Extremely bullish, guys, extremely bullish. So keep an eye on this range here. This is the range I'm watching right now. Keep an eye on this area. If we trade back inside the range, I would anticipate a move back down into range EQ. If we break range EQ, range low is the next support. And if we break this area like that, I don't want to, you know, be trading back down here. Like right now I'm super bullish. If we start closing below 9.5, not so bullish anymore. Actually, I think this is just looking at the 1 hourly here, this is just looking like beautifully bullish price action. Just, you know, breaking resistance, comes down and retest it, breaking, comes down and retest it, and breaking above, and hopefully comes down and retest the support once again. So I'm looking for this red box to turn into support. If we fail to hold this area as support, I wouldn't actually be as bullish on Bitcoin anymore. And you know, maybe see a retest of this area, because that's the area of the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside. So this is the, you know, a major bull cross down here. So what, like most of the times you will see a retest of this area here. What's up, Bikini Bot? I think that's the sponsor, right? Yeah, I think it's sponsor. Man, I should really get on my bike and get to work because I'm already late. Fuck. All right, so when you get a bull cross like this one, I'm gonna talk a bit faster because I'm kind of fucking stressed out. So when you get a bull cross like this one, the 21 crossing the, and now my phone's ringing. Holy shit, what's happening, guys? Fuck this. Let's put that one on silence. How professional is this, huh? Fuck. Alright, so let's see. When we get a 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside, we get this beautiful bull cross right here, and most of the time what will happen is we come down and test this cross, unless price is super bullish. I mean, if you have like a very strong momentum to the upside, you will see something like this actually, that it comes down but it reverses. You know, it never comes down to test it because, you know, it gets bought up way before it actually managed to come down and test this area. So this is stupidly bullish, guys. Stupidly bullish. It never really came down and tested, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if this area can hold, I would anticipate a move at least back to the 121 EMA or the 200 simple, because we haven't really tested the 200 simple before breaking it to the upside. Alright guys, so take care guys, and thanks for joining, and I will upload a replay for you guys later to watch. I really have to run now, so take care guys, see ya.